Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball in Politics. Well, hasn't a lot happened in just the short time since we spoke last? And that is that President Joe Biden has officially dropped out of the race for re-election to be the 46th president of the United States. This afternoon, Biden announced that he was officially dropping out of the race and that he would be concentrating on finishing out the remainder of his term. Then in a second press release, he announced that he would be endorsing Vice President Harris. So it looks like Harris is going to be the nominee against Donald Trump come November 5th. But I've got some real problems with Harris. And number one is that she participated in the gaslighting of America for how many years now? By telling us and shielding and covering up the fact that Joe Biden was of decreasing mental capacity. I mean, she got out there right after the debate and said, there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. I don't know what you're talking about now. Was she being a good vice president? Yeah, I guess technically she was having his back at that point. But as far as I'm concerned, she was participating in the cover-up. And that is a huge story unto itself of how many people were covering up just how sick Joe Biden has become in the 4 years that he has served as president of the United States. I also have a problem with her in the fact that she has been our border czar for the last 4 years since she has been the vice president. And as you know, that is their greatest failure in this administration by far, with the invasion of literally millions and millions of illegals who have come into this country unvetted. And that's my biggest problem with them. Well, besides the fact they're illegal, but she has done absolutely nothing to protect our border at all, as the borders are. I think she went down there once and looked with binoculars, down the street and around the corner. And it was pretty insignificant. That alone is a reason why she shouldn't be the next president, for sure. I'm also not sure if Harris being the presidential nominee is going to make much of a difference. This administration has record low approval numbers, and she's still attached to it. She is still part of this administration, and I'm just not sure if it's going to make that much of a difference. But the fact remains, the Democrats did not kick Joe with COVID off of the ballot because he's sick. They would still be covering up for the fact that he is declining rapidly. The only reason Joe Biden was forced to step down is because they knew he couldn't win. They at no time put the best interest of this country ahead of anything else. With them, it's about winning. They would have him weekend as Bernie sitting there if they could. That's my biggest problem with them. They did not and have not put this country first, and their actions of getting Joe Biden out of this race were not genuine at all. They weren't about concerns for him. And they're all on TV today crying with their eyes are all red. They're so upset Joe has to leave. So insincere. None of this is genuine. It's all about winning at any cost. All right, you know where to get me. You can get me at Getter or at Instagram, Pickleball and Politics. You can get me over on X at Pickle and Paul, or leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel, Pickleball and Politics. Leave me a comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. You know I write back to you. So please let me know what you're thinking about Joe finally going.